HuK, for his part, did take a lot of economic damage there. He's down to very few workers, just 22 workers right now. He was not able to repel that attack early enough, as all of his units were off on the offensive front, trying to take down that expansion of QXC. QXC did salvage that orbital command, now going to land over on the minerals, or the gold expansion here. He does have a lot of energy stored up on these orbital commands, so we'll see if he's going to drop down. Yes, he is. All these mules right now on the gold minerals, we should see his income skyrocket. It was about 300 minerals per minute, as his main was mostly mined out, and he was not on that natural. So we see HuK is about 750 minerals per minute right now, just trying to get his probe count up, boosting more probes out of both of these nexus. 32 harvesters for HuK, 31 for QXC, but now with all these mules on the gold, as we see his income is going to spike up to 2,500 per minute. That's going to give him a chance to rocket ahead in the army count. Right now 1450, now 1550 to 1175, as we see a bunch of sentries moving out for HuK. As he is spending minerals on those probes, he's only going to be able to afford these gas-heavy sentries. But another good thing about getting these sentries out early is it's going to give him the chance to get the energy up, and he's going to be able to lay down massive amounts of force fields. So we see all these 6 sentries right now, each with about 100 energy. That's 12 force fields he could lay down right now. And as the game progresses, he's going to be able to lay down more and more, cutting these armies of QXC in half. Looks like we had a dropship coming out for QXC. There is an observer on the field, and it did follow that dropship. So he's going to be very prepared here. Stalkers right in the mineral lines. Does not want to repeat of the earlier part in the game where QXC was able to devastate his economy. See more stalkers being moved up into the main here. So QXC going to try to sneak into the main, though it should be expected that after your initial drop fails at the natural there, HuK is going to defend his main with stalkers as well. So this medevac is going to be denied right now. It's going to have to rejoin his brethren in the initial, or the main force here. So we see QXC just boosting out more and more workers. He does have another command center doing some long distance mining. Now up to 5 racks, and he also has thrown down an armory for that factory. So it looks like he's landed that factory that was serving as the scout, and may get out some Thors. Not really sure what unit he wants to counter that HuK's been making. HuK getting out an Immortal here, so he may be using this to counter the Marauders. Looks like he might have seen that first Thor with the that observer, and then QXC did do a good job of scanning there and taking out that observer. So both players just trading information right now. See if HuK does any sort of more Immortal play to try to counter these Thors. Again, the Thors do have the energy in this patch, so one thing to keep in mind, though I'm not really sure QXC is going to go for the 25mm strike cannon, as many players do not at this point. So we see HuK throwing down a few more gateways now. He will be on 5 or 6 gateways, and he does have the Templar Archives with Psionic Storm almost complete. QXC, for his part, is getting up another command center, so we will soon be on 4 bases compared to HuK's 2. HuK is going to have to get back into this game with another 3rd base. So we see HuK moving out here. Does not know what QXC's army consists of, as he does not have an observer. Looks like he's going to try to push out here. QXC's army is going to be split. Those force fields coming into play here, splitting about a quarter of the army off. Now QXC taking tremendous damage from those Psionic Storms, as most of these Marines and Marauders are very, very low here. More force fields coming in, trying to separate those Thors. The Thors are able to move right through the force fields though, and it looks like HuK is going to be cleaned up here, as he was just not able to get down another few storms on those Marines and Marauders, taking so much damage initially, but they need a second storm to finish them off. So this Thor is busting through those force fields, trying to push forward for QXC. See if HuK is able to try to repel this now on 6 gates. Does have to get up a few more Templar. He does not have the amulet. Amulet's about to finish. So horrible timing here. We'll see if he can get in a few Templars to try to do some Psionic Storm right as they spawn. So you see these Zealots just being eaten alive by these Thors. No SCV repairing these Thors right now. So you see a ton of damage being done. So we see the Templar coming in, going to do a great feedback on the Thor, and then the Lightning is going to be able to finish up the rest of those units. More feedback on these medevacs. Medevacs need to get out of there. Nothing to support them right now. Another feedback taking down that medevac. So great timing on those feedbacks by HuK. He was able to repel that attack just in time before that army could do any more damage to this nexus. But now we see QXE working on his 4th base. He's going to be at about 1,800 minerals per minute before he gets this even fully saturated. He is getting up a planetary fortress here. So he's already on 3 orbital commands, plenty of scans, plenty of mules, and now just going to take the super safe route and throw down this planetary fortress at his 4th base here. See, HuK does know that he needs to get back into this game with another nexus, a 3rd base, taking down these destructible rocks. I'm not sure HuK even has a forge right now, so no upgrades for these basic units. If we look at QXE, he's at 2-1 upgrades, so very powerful attack upgrades for these Marauders and Marines. Marauders now doing 24 damage to armored. Looks like QXE has responded to those Templar with some ghosts of his own now. So Ghost not only great against light, against those Zealots, but also has that EMP round. So if they can hit the Templar with the EMP before the Templar can get off feedback or those Psionic Storms, it's going to be a game changer for QXE. Completely negate the Templar being on the field, and Templar move quite slowly, and the Ghosts do have cloak, so the Ghosts have a little bit of an advantage in being able to hit those Templar. The Templar in turn could feedback the Ghosts if they're able to catch them in time, so it's sort of a hair trigger. Whoever can get the EMP or the feedback off first is going to take the advantage in the caster battle. Do see the army being split for HuK right now. So going to leave a group here with Blink. He's going to be able to take care of any sort of drops in his main or his natural, and also taking this the top of this ramp, going to try to fend off any sort of initial attack from QXE at this 3rd. He does need to get this 3rd up and running, as his army is woefully behind right now, 1,700 minerals behind. We see QXE doing some scans, trying to take down these Templar, which were positioned beautifully at the top of the ramp here. And it looks like he stemmed in and was able to focus down those 2 Templar. Quickly replaced by HuK here. Now that he does have that amulet, he is going to be able to do Psionic Storm right away as soon as the Templar are spawned. But anytime you can take down a Templar, it's a win, especially with late Templar being warped in, or Templar that were warped in early having a lot of energy. Anytime you can limit the Psionic Storms of your opponent, it's just a good job. We see multiple observers out for HuK right now. So more scans coming in. A great EMP taking down all of the energy on those High Templar, and then a great snipe taking him down as well. So we see feedbacks going off on these Thors. I'm pretty sure I needed to feedback those Ghosts though. A storm going down on the ramp, highly ineffective though. More feedback going off on those Ghosts as HuK is warping in more Templar, but just 1 Templar right now at this position. 5 total, so it looks like he's got a few more being reinforced here. And if we look at the army tab, just huge advantage for QXE right now, 6,200 to 3,000. He's establishing this other gold base. If we look at income, has leveled out a little bit as HuK has taken this 3rd, and the gold is all mined out for QXE. But all that gold is in this army right now, as we do see a great encounter here. Looks like we see those Thors being feedbacked there, but more Thors are coming in. The Marines and Marauders are going to be able to focus down these Archons that are trying to warp in, and just not enough on the field for HuK right now. Some storms, as QXE is doing a good job microing those units back out of the storms. He does have a number of medevacs that are going to be able to heal up those units that are low because of the storms. We see a drop coming in at the 3rd of HuK. The Marauders are focusing down those Stalkers. The Stalkers did a little bit of a move past the Marauders. Perhaps a little bit of a mistake there, as we see the main force of QXE coming in. A great EMP there right on the Templar as they are warping in. So good sense by QXE to make sure that he's EMPing those Templar as they come in. Storms are his greatest enemy right now, and feedback able to take down those Thors pretty quickly as well. So we were able to see QXE use some early aggression with those drops, taking down the economy of HuK. He was able to salvage that second orbital command, float it away, and then just get his economy up and going on this gold, and then he was just able to expand so much a third and fourth time before HuK was even on his third. He translated all that extra income into a huge army. He actually went Thors, which I'd never seen from QXE before, so very interesting play. HuK got off those Colossi right away as soon as the Vikings came out, responded with some Templar, which is not something you'd seen him do earlier on in his play. He was mostly a Colossi player. So a little bit of a variation in his game here, trying those Templar, which were great against the Thors and the MMM. But in the end, QXE just had such an advantage economically. And out of breath with all that action. This is an army of 5,100, 6,000 at the end, compared to HuK's measly 2,000 or 3,000 mineral army. So good game from these two players here. As we see, they have practiced together before that IEM showdown, where HuK was just exhausted after that third game. And looks like QXE got the better of him in this one. I'm going to check out some other games between these two players, see if there's anything else worth bringing to you. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching. Check out the IEM, which I have cast, or some of my other videos. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment or subscribe so you can see some of my videos in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.